You're watching Newsix, and I'm Meera Verma with SCBA President Dr. Adish C Aggarwala. So, sir, my first question to you is: how was the journey from becoming a senior advocate to a SCBA President?
See, I hails from Haryana, Rohtak, and I did my graduation in Rohtak. I was the student union president of West College, Rohtak. Then I did law. I was a daily passenger from Rohtak up to Ghaziabad, and I was doing clerical job in the chamber of my brother. I used to bring food for my brother and for me from Rohtak in morning, and were going to college after doing clerical work by bus and train and reaching my home at 12 in the night. And then I started practice in Delhi for 2 years, and when I found that there is not too much respect what we can get respect in district headquarters, I shifted to Rohtak because my father was also practicing as an advocate. He was senior public prosecutor in Pratap Singh Karo murder case as special counsel for government of Punjab, Haryana, because his body was recovered, Chief Minister's body was recovered in Rohtak district. So my brother is practicing in Delhi. He was the honorary secretary of Bar Council of Delhi. I was the joint secretary of Badugad Bar Association, joint secretary of Rohtak District Bar Association, member executive of Delhi High Court Bar Association, twice member executive of Supreme Court Bar Association with record margin 85% vote and 87% vote. Then I became senior executive committee member of Supreme Court Bar Association and vice president of Supreme Court Bar Association with 490 votes difference margin. I defeated sitting vice president. I once lost by 2 votes in SCBA president election, and Mr. Ram Jethmalani was trailing behind me by 23 votes. So I lost many times, but I worked hard. The common lawyers of Supreme Court were always with me, but some elite class, they always wanted that Adish Aggarwala should not become the president, because once he becomes the president, then he will do for the betterment of common lawyers. They never want that common lawyers should establish in Supreme Court. That's why no provision of chambers, and now chambers which were constructed, that was not the good location. That is a one chamber has been allotted to 2 members. That is not correct. So today, the regular practicing advocate of Supreme Court, they have not been provided chamber. I want chamber, if not the chamber, cubicle of 5 by 5 feet to each regular practicing advocate who has not been provided chamber. And that cubicle will be in their specific name, that will contain their name, that will mention the name plate, their name, mobile number and email address, so that they can, with respect, they can talk to clients. Clients should have faith in them, because if they are meeting the client on the roadside, that is lowering down the dignity of the legal profession. So I am going to request the Honorable Prime Minister, and I am certain Honorable Prime Minister, once he comes to know of our problem, he will provide us. He is a man of action. He, once any problem is given to him which can be implemented, he will do.
Right, sir. So, my next question to you is: what kind of changes do you want to be in the bar and bench?
Okay, at this moment, what we have seen, with great difficulty, the petitions are being filed in Supreme Court, especially the SLPs. The lower court record is to be collected. This is translated if it is in regional languages, and get it in number in the registry is also very difficult job. And judges, and especially today, after during this COVID period, when our courts are functioning hybrid. Our clients are observing the proceedings. They see that his lawyer was not allowed to speak, or the moment his file was taken, seeing the face of the lawyer, judge dismisses without hearing the arguments of the counsel. That people will be losing the faith in the system. So I have already requested, as the chairman of All India Bar Association, to Honorable Chief Justice of India and other judges. And yesterday in my executive committee meeting of Supreme Court Bar Association, this was also agreed to make this request to Honorable Chief Justice. And I have been told by some judges that orally Honorable Chief Justice informed them that this should be taken into consideration.
Right, sir. So, sir, my next and last question is like, what kind of changes do you want in the department, in the Lawyers Association welfare?
Changes that the voice of the common lawyer should be heard. What we have seen, there was when the present Chief Justice asked the then President of SCBA, Mr. Vikas Singh, to get out, nobody raised objection. And when some of his supporters, and even when they requested me to sign that petition for holding a meeting, I also signed it. But ultimately, when some lawyers, without even signature of those lawyers, a representation came to President SCBA, he withdrawn the fixed general body meeting. That was so much shameful. And all common lawyers felt they were the signatory to that resolution in support of the President, and on their request a meeting was summoned, and that meeting was cancelled on a mere forwarding unsigned request of certain number of lawyers. So that should not be there. If we have called the general body meeting, that we will hold, we should continue our deliberation, and we should take decision according with majority decision. Not minority decision will be not implemented.